This is the bike of Belgian national champion and Lotto Dstny rider Arnaud De Lie. And, well, he's only just got this bike. I'm going to tell you everything about it. It's an incredible Orbea Orca Aero. I'm going to go through all of the details. I'm also going to tell you the weight, do a Freehub sound check, and see if he's waxed his chain. So this is his Orbea Orca Aero. Now Lotto Dstny are sponsored by Orbea, but the riders have the choice of both the Orca Aero and the lightweight Orca for more mountainous days where there's a lot of climbing. And Arnaud De Lie has been seen to use both of those bikes. Now the Orca Aero he uses more on sort of flat stage rolling terrain. His size is a 53. But this is his new custom painted one, having just been crowned Belgian national champion. So we've got the national Belgian colours on there and a nice red and yellow on the fork and then up onto the head tube. It really, it looks proper cool. Although I did hear that this morning when he would come down to his ride, a cycling fan came up to him and mistook him for Remco Evenepoel, which must have been devastating. 1 minute he gets handed his new bike and then someone thinks it's Evenepoel. Wow. The group set is mostly Shimano Jura Ace, and we've got the shifters and derailleurs and the brakes. But the chain set is from FSA, who sponsor the team. So we've got an FSA Powerbox power meter on there, FSA chain rings, they're 5440. Which is kind of the standard that pros are using now. And then we've got these really nice FSA KFL carbon cranks, which are really thin as well. They look very slender and aero, but they're very, very sort of smart bit of kit that. Interestingly though, for a smaller rider, he's still running quite a long crank length, so 172.5s, which is different from a lot of the pros we've seen moving towards shorter cranks. And on those, he's got Shimano pedals. Jura Ace, naturally. As for the cassette, he's currently got on an 1130 cassette, although I have seen them using the 1134 quite a lot, so kind of just depends on the parkour, but the 1134 is really common. As for wheels, again the team runs different wheels depending on the situation and the parkour, but at the moment we've got Orbea's in-house Oku wheels on, which are 57mm deep, so presumably for a flat stage. I've seen them using Zip 454s and Zip 353s as well. These wheels interestingly do have Zip hubs on them as well, so they've got the Zip Cognition hub on the back. Nice, can't wait to see how that sounds later on. And on those we've got Vittoria Corsa Pro tyres. Now these are 28mm, but they're measuring out more like sort of 29mm on these particular wheels. On the Zips, which are quite a bit wider, they plump out a lot more, well, because of the 25mm internal width. So we've seen them using 30mm tyres as well, which is pretty interesting. And they're using tubeless on some of their wheels. These ones are set up with Vittoria latex inner tubes. Other interesting thing, it's got his Tour de France number on, because this is his bike in the Tour de France right now. So number 121, that's him. And this is his number one bike that he'll be riding. The seat post as well is pretty interesting. So the clamp at the top of it has actually been reversed and put on backwards, which is something you can do, and that's just to clamp the saddle a bit more forwards so that it just decreases the reach but doesn't put the saddle on the extremity of the rails. And also when I look underneath and look at the saddle, which is a Selle Italia SLR Boost, but it doesn't have a cutout. I like the one with the big cutout in, but this is a sort of solid one. I can see that underneath it says Pro Team on it, so I'm not sure what's different about it, but it means that that's one that's, the normal ones don't have that. So I guess Selle Italia make a special batch for the pros, which is pretty cool. Also on the back there, I can see that he's got the special sort of clamp zip tied onto the back of the saddle, which is, well, a bracket that's for the transponder system that goes on the back for the broadcasters, so that they can get the power data and stuff from the bike. I've got my trusty tape measure. So what I'm gonna do is get some measurements to the cockpit and stuff and see what sort of dimensions we're talking. We are looking at saddle height of about 77 centimeters. And then I'll do the end of the saddle to the center of the bar, 58 centimeters. There you go. Right, onto the cockpit, which is particularly nice. So this is Vision's 5D Evo carbon cockpit, and it's deceptive because it sort of scoops round a bit like a bull's horn. So the stem on here it's a 120, but it's kind of almost effectively like a 130 because it, like I say, it just sort of scoop round a bit. And he's got his levers turned in. It's a bit more sort of aero, but fully UCI compliant. The width of the bar, 41 edge to edge, but in the middle, it's a 38 centimeter bar center to center, and it's got a slight flare on the drops. I really like this out front mount for the head unit. It's like carbon fiber, it looks really smart. And we've got lizard skins bar tape on there too. Other bits, we're standard 160 rotor on the front, 140 rotor on the back, and they're Jura Ace rotors. We've got Tax bottle cages on here. And something else that I feel compelled to show you is just how nice and how light and smooth the bottom bracket feels. Like, it's just, it feels really good. The mechanics tell me that there is a ceramic bottom bracket in here, but it just does. That is absolutely spot on, that. Wax chain patrol. It's very clean, but it's oiled, disappointingly. Although I have seen that on the same team as Arnaud, Victor Campenarts is waxing his own chains, but he does it himself in his bedroom every day. What a guy. Oh, I just missed something else that's a pretty cool detail on the cockpit. He has sprint shifters down on the side in the usual position where riders often have sprint shifters. Interesting detail though, there is an option on this 5D Evo to have climbing shifters underneath the tops for your thumbs underneath, because there's little ports. They're currently closed with rubber bungs, and he hasn't opted for them. But well, it's there if you want it. And he's also got a centimetre of spacers on his size 53. Right, Freehub sound check, and then I'm going to tell you the weight. Oh, that is good, isn't it? Feels like it's going. The brakes the wrong way round. Of course they are. As for the weight, the mechanics have just weighed it over there and shown me, and 7.6 kilos. So quite a bit above the UCI weight limit, but the beauty of this is it's a very aerodynamic frame. You've got very deep sections here, and the bottom bracket area is massive and really stiff, which is great for sprinting on. But they do have the lightweight option available to them as well, which they use on lighter stages, which they can build down to sort of that 6.8 limit if they need it. So pretty cool. Right, well, that just about wraps it up. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let us know how you think this compares to other national champs paint jobs that you've seen on special bikes down in the comments. If you've got any friends, share it with them, and hopefully see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got loads of Tour de France content. Love you, bye.